This is a 21-year-old movie.
Yeah.
It is now old enough to drink.
You can't do math. This is a 31-year-old movie.
Wait.
We were 5 when this came out.
Oh my god. Welcome to Scenes and Steins or Pictures and Pines. We haven't decided on the name yet, but that's...
We're going to put up a poll, see what you guys are into between those two names. We've been undecided for quite a while. We've been wanting to do this for quite a while. And now we're finally here, taking this step.
Anyways, today's movie is
To Die For.
To Die For. I actually accidentally looked up the wrong list first, and it was like To Kill For. Different movie. But this movie, To Die For, is directed by Gus Van Sant.
Gus Van Sant. He also did My Own Private Idaho and Good Will Hunting, which is one of my favorites.
Finding Forrester with Sean Connery.
I haven't seen that one yet, but we'll definitely add it to the list. Mm-hmm. And he also did Last Days, which is about Kurt Cobain's last days.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they just Kurt Cobain's daughter, son,
her daughter Frances.
Yeah, and Tony Hawk's.
Tony Hawk's son.
Yeah, they just had a kid together.
They did.
That kid is the culmination of all our memories in childhood.
Definitely.
Yeah. Hopefully they grow up to be a boring accountant or something, because you don't want that pressure of Tony Hawk and Kurt Cobain. But anyways,
being your grandfather.
Yes. But yeah, to Die For. We actually found out while researching the cast and where they've been since. That's actually based on a 1990 case by Pamela Smart.
Pamela Smart.
So if you... this movie came out in 95, so you probably, if you watch any true crime, you might be able to find something about her and come across this movie. But the main cast is Nicole Kidmans, starring as Suzanne Stone, Allison Folland as Lydia Mertz. We saw that she wasn't in too many movies after the 90s. I mean, she had a scene in...
A few cameos.
Yeah, this Good Will Hunting, but she was just reading something off a park bench or something like that. I haven't seen it. You can chastise me for that in the comments because you just made a face right now. There's that. Joaquin Phoenix.
Who plays a major part in this movie. He plays Jimmy Emmett. And Casey Affleck, who is his friend Russell Hines.
Yeah.
We also have Matt Dillon, who plays Suzanne Stone's husband. His name is Larry.
Larry I have to look that up. But Larry is hardly in this movie. He's kind of you see more of him in the beginning, and then he kind of just falls off because this movie does mostly focus on Nicole Kidman's character. And, this movie is based on this 1990s case, loosely based off it. I can understand why people would kind of just, or the director, writer would choose to focus on that instead of Larry.
Larry
Moretto. Honestly, we had quite a bit of these last night when we were watching it, and the movie put me to sleep in the beginning, but we finished watching it today.
I will say that it is a slow burn. It does a really good job of establishing Suzanne Stone as an ambitious woman who wants to be on the TV screen. She pushes hard to get on channels. She eventually gets to do the weather, and she keeps wanting more, and she wants more. And it all comes to head when her husband Larry tells her, how about we settle down, start a family.
Yeah, you see he starts off with kind of a rock star type-ish character in the beginning. This dude was in a band. I'm surprised you haven't talked about it. You were all those ambitions growing up. And obviously, the guy wanted one set of things when he was younger, which seemed like that's what Nicole Kidman's character, or Suzanne Stone, was drawn to. And then he wants to settle down, but she still has those ambitions. She still wants to, kind of make something of herself. I think the movie starts off with her just getting that weather girl job.
Yes, and Larry was in a band like he mentioned. He was the drummer, and he eventually sells the drum set, stops playing music. Also, he can focus his time and energy on being a good husband to Suzanne and being there for her, helping her reach her goals, being his rock.
Really supportive, just general, good husband like material kind of thing, like just being supportive of the partner. We'll get into a little more how that kind of goes against her, because you kind of start seeing things peek out. Because I mean, throughout the beginning of this movie, you see some scenes of like newspaper clippings, and then you see
the family being interviewed.
Yeah, lots of characters being interviewed about what's going on. So you're like, okay, what's going on? And then you see her character, which is like a white background, just talking about like her ambitions, her goals, and you're like, what the fuck happened? We're watching, and it kind of intercuts that with the present day, which, like I said, is him starting a band, and then selling the drum set, trying to be a good husband. And you see a lot of that in the beginning, but he, again, falls off as we focus more so on Nicole Kidman, who, throughout the process of the movie, starts kind of building something like a pet project, trying to make a documentary of her own. And, like, that's the one thing I kind of want to bring up, because, like, I wonder how, like, if she just already had plans and motions for what you'll find out later, like, happens. But she didn't seem too keen on making the documentary. Like, she wanted to do everything by herself. Like, I don't know if that's, like, her just being, like, a kind of narcissist, what she starts seeing in the movie, or if she's just, like, not even, like, what was her goal? Like, she goes to the school to get these people to sign up to basically...
To be in a documentary about the youth in America in this high school. And that's where she meets Lydia, Jimmy, and Russell. And she starts filming them. She starts asking them questions, interviewing them about them growing up in their town and going to their school. And in the process of all of this, it's when Larry asks her to, like, abandon everything, let's just settle down, start a family, take over the restaurant, because his father runs a restaurant, and she wasn't too happy about that, to the point where she approached Jimmy, who already showed signs of him being really smitten by her.
I'm gonna open this up. You're still a little stiff. You need it. Chug, chug, chug. Intermission chug. Intermission for beer.
Cheers.
Warm beer. Off screen. Beer.
Welcome back.
Cheers.
Cheers. So she convinces Jimmy to murder Larry, and she does so.
You're kind of cutting forward a little bit. The scenes where she's filming them, like, she's kind of like seducing all of them at once.
Holy crap, you're right. I just made that realization right now.
Because she straight up pointed out, like, later on in the movie that, like, Lydia is, like, kind of like leaning lesbian.
Right, and there was a scene while she was still interviewing them, getting to know them, where Suzanne was trying on underwear in front of Lydia, and obviously you don't see any nudity in the movie, but you can see that she gets completely naked in front of Lydia.
Yeah, and honestly, for a second, you're kind of wondering if it's even going on in the same space, because the lighting around, like, the undergarments that Nicole Kidman's trying on is, like, bright, and then the scenes of Lydia just kind of watching are all dark, so you kind of wonder, like we have the moment, like, is this even going on? But then it kind of cuts to, like, a shot where they're both in the scene, and you kind of see Lydia kind of biting her lips while she's watching Nicole Kidman change. And it's just like, she like, it's narcissistic behavior. Like, she's not ashamed at all. She loves the attention. She doesn't care if she's going to do anything. But she has these three people kind of wrapped around her finger, especially, what's it called?
Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah. And you see scenes of him already in jail talking about it.
You do. It does cut back and forth between scenes of Jimmy in jail. And at first it was a little confusing because you don't catch it right away, because the scenes of the family being interviewed, as far as Suzanne's family and Larry's family, it seems like it's all in the present at the same timeline as the movie, so it doesn't show a clear picture. But once they interview Jimmy, then you're like, okay, so one of these parts is in the past and one of them is in the present. It doesn't really show a clear picture in the very beginning, but then once you see what happens, you understand.
Yeah.
So
and I like how that was kind of smart with the camera work too, because as like the film progresses, I don't know if you noticed this, but like, the camera kind of goes further back from Jimmy's face. So like at first, like it's all a similar shot to how Suzanne films herself, kind of auditioning for a part. You'll see later on in the movie. I was still kind of confused about that, but Jimmy's character in these scenes in his jail, like first it's like really close up, and as the movie progresses, he's talking more about like what happened at the time and his thoughts around it. The camera goes back more and more until you finally see like he has like an inmate,
his
like juvenile,
yes.
Yeah, so that was kind of smart. Like,
and his hair is cut.
Yeah. And even if you don't know about the 1999 case, you probably 1990 case with Pamela Smart. You don't get it, but you start to notice really quickly. He mentioned earlier that he was like really sympathetic towards Suzanne Stone.
In the beginning,
like really, like what made you love her? Like how did she seduce you into thinking she was the
she's shown as, very, very nice, very, very bubbly, always smiling, always being a ray of sunshine to everybody around her. So it showed her as somebody that people can be drawn to easily. She had a very open personality, and you saw that when she went to go meet those TV executives.
Mm-hmm.
While she was trying to get on one of their channels. None of them picked her up.
Mm-hmm. Does it imply that like Larry kind of pulled some strings to get her a job, or no? Like,
no. She went to that local news, or that local station.
Okay.
And like just took any job.
Yeah, because something we kind of glossed over, like the way that one of the these three characters get basically like. Well, one of them gets roped into helping her out with a documentary because he tries peeping on her in the classroom, and the teacher catches it and basically kind of reminds him, hey, like, this guy's got connections. He's like, it's kind of like
Italian mafia.
Like, he doesn't even say it like a question, like a stereotype. He's like, this guy's connected kind of thing. And you do start to wonder because, like, the kids do talk about it openly about how like she's getting bankrolled, and you think, oh, they're just some dumb kids, but yeah, they pay attention, and there was that, and
similar to the 1990 case with Pamela Smart, her Suzanne also used sex as a way of controlling Jimmy into essentially going through with the murder. There was a scene where it implies that she's giving him fellatio, and she stops and brings it up. And he was like, yeah, we'll take care of it. So she continues, but then stops and brings it up again, like, where are we going to get the weapon? He's like, I'll figure it out. And then she goes back, and then she stops again and brings it up again, and even threatens to stop completely and ask Russell to take over because she thinks Russell's the bigger man, and uses these manipulative tactics to get Jimmy to actually go through with the murder.
Yeah, but you can kind of see like a lot of like signs that she's kind of like, well, narcissist, pretty much, to put it plainly, earlier in the film, because it's just any How I Met Your Mother fans will know about the eyes, the eyes gave it away from the beginning. That was some pretty good acting on Nicole Kidman's part to be able to just convey a lot of like hidden motivation and motifs, and also kind of tells to my own personal dating history by I can tell just by the fucking eyes, It's like there's like a few scenes we see where she doesn't get away, and she just like without even like overacting, just kind of like looks to the side and kind of like scowls. Like I remember the scene where she's like in the living room, and it's beautiful lighting that they change it from like day to night within like a few seconds. No time lapse or anything, but they do this, and she like does this face, this pout, when she's like kind of like in the center of the living room, and kind of gives you this implication that she's just been waiting for these kids to come through, so she can manipulate them. And again, going back to the documentary that she's making, you gotta realize, like, think about how narcissistic she is, or again, just how, like, if she thought her just having a camcorder was enough to make a documentary, because she's just like how, like, people are just holding films up and just recording them doing shit, and it's totally counter to what she said she was going to do in the beginning, that she wanted to ask them their opinions on things, and that's
essentially takes over all of the whole production and makes a whole documentary about herself instead of the youth of the town that they're in. And another thing I wanted to bring up that I immediately forgot. But as you were saying, Nicole Kidman, her acting is amazing. By far, she's one of my favorite actresses. I love a lot of her films. The Others being one of my favorite films as well, which you guys should check out, and maybe we'll do an episode of it at a later time, maybe around Halloween, if we're still around. And the world hasn't burned.
Yeah, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn. We're gonna probably drown here in California. Yeah. Bottoms up. Warm beer.
Tasty.
Like it. So there's that. But yeah, as the film progresses, you mentioned earlier about how it kind of like is a slow burn, and then things just start falling apart really quickly. Would you say last 30 minutes?
Yes, I'd say in the last 30 minutes, right after the murder of the murder of Larry, everything just completely falls apart, and it's just a quick downfall for Suzanne, where immediately, these are children, they weren't professional hitmen, so they made a lot of mistakes during the murder. Police quickly caught them, and Lydia also wore a wire, similar to the case again, to get Suzanne to confess to orchestrating the whole thing and the murder of her husband.
Yeah, and it was really weird. Like, I was immediately looking like she wasn't crying at all. Like, she wasn't even trying to put on an act. And it got really fucking awkward in the funeral scene where she started playing "All by Myself." It's like,
right, she made the funeral about herself. and going back to that scene you mentioned where the police had just found Larry's body, and she was there, no tears, and as soon as news reporters came in, police told her, like, you don't have to go talk to those people, but she just
ignores her family,
ignores everything, walks out just to be in front of that camera.
Yeah, and again, it cuts back to scenes from the beginning where she's still doing like this little interview talking about herself. Like, literally the whole film is just like she's obviously a fucking narcissist, because like she had this tragedy and still all that she can really focus on is herself. And that funeral scene, I mean, you brought up even the pastor was like looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing? And literally, she's not even like looking at anyone. She's just like puts the fucking boombox on top of the tombstone. Dude's like dirt's fresh, and she's just like, dude, does not make me want to get married at all.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, it is like here from the true crime. Like, I don't know how much they kept true to the Pamela Smart case, because I haven't really looked into that. But they did obviously have some creative liberties, because I see in the Smart case she was convicted, and this one, I think
it didn't get that far.
It did not. Yeah.
So as I mentioned earlier, Larry's father, or he mentioned it, that it was alluded that he is connected to a mafia. We're assuming Italian. They own an Italian restaurant. And the last name, Moretto, kind of gives it away. But Suzanne goes to meet who she thinks is a producer from Hollywood. And
what gave it away for me was the leather gloves.
the leather gloves he was
And just like he cracked her knuckles.
right when she went to go shake his hand.
Yeah.
And he convinced her to get out of the car and take a walk with him. And you don't see her again, at least not alive. Because the next time you see her, she's under ice.
Yeah, and that was still confusing to me because I don't know if she had like a wig on or something throughout the whole movie, if it's implied that, but she had like black hair.
Under the ice, it looked like she had black hair. She kind of looked a little bit of like Lydia, I thought.
So
it was a little confusing, but you definitely don't see her again.
Yeah.
So it's implied that she was taken out.
Because
by
they just
hitmen.
gave each other a nod, a knowing nod, and I think the sister-in-law ends up literally skating on her grave.
Right. And the ice that Suzanne was put under, you see Larry's sister just skating around. And then that's the end of the movie.
That essentially ends the movie. But what did you think? What did you think of the movie overall? Like, slow burn, like you said, just progressively things got worse.
I think it was pretty good. It was very predictable for me because I knew right when she started that documentary with the children, I knew that she was going to eventually seduce one of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, what made you pick up this movie to begin with? Because you've been on a like Criterion role for a while.
Director Gus Van Sant and Nicole Kidman.
Mm-hmm. What about Nicole Kidman? Is this the whole Tom Cruise thing?
No. Oh God, no.
Yeah, they're like 5 years into their marriage when this movie came out, and I barely found out while looking at this movie that she was in Moulin Rouge. And I think she looks a lot better in Moulin Rouge. But I think I credit to the divorce because she just seems so much happier. So not having to deal with that Scientology shit. There's that. But that's what made you pick it up. Like,
Nicole Kidman's acting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I really like her acting. Like I said, The Others is another one of my favorite movies that she's in. Moulin Rouge was pretty good too.
For some reason, when you said others, you noticed a completely different word, but I thought you said The Outsiders.
No, that's Matt Dillon. That's her husband.
Wait, Matt Dillon's in that?
Matt Dillon is in The Outsiders.
Bull fucking way.
Let's do it for Johnny, man.
Yeah, stay gold, pony boy, stay gold.
Yeah, that was her husband. That was Larry.
Mm. Okay. Why didn't you mention that he was in The Outsiders in the beginning then? Well, because he's barely in this movie.
He's barely in the movie.
Yeah. And the way that they fucking... she gets him to kill Larry is because I tell him, yeah, he beats me.
Right.
He beats me, I'm scared of him. And that, I know, is like partially tied to like the Pamela Smart case because she didn't want to divorce it because like, what would my career ambitions kind of... And it's just like, I don't know, maybe like the 90s were a different time back then, but like divorce now is just like, whatever.
Everybody does it.
Everybody does it. I statistically avoided my first divorce. I will not say much more than that. But what do we rate these drinks? I've had them on occasion, so we're kind of biased here. But
out of what? What are we rating?
I don't know.
Out of 10?
Well, shit. Maybe we should like cement the rating scale. So first, drinks. I would say these are. If you want the job done.
If you want the job done, like I said, easy drink. Smells great.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes good.
We knocked back like how many of these? Like I said, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now I have 5. And we had a 12-pack last night.
We had a 12-pack last night.
Sweet.
We drank 7 between the two of us.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, our memory of this movie might be a little swayed. So, what do we rate this?
Out of 10, I'd give this a 7.
Give it an 8.
Give it an 8?
Give it an 8.
Okay.
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm getting.
I've had better, but I've also had worse. A lot worse.
Yeah, at least
this is when you want old reliable.
Yeah, at least you know these will eventually kill you. They don't surprisingly kill you like Suzanne Stone here.
All right, what about the movie?
The movie, it was alright. I fell asleep in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie.
You were also drunk.
I was also drunk, and
It was 2 in the morning.
It was 2 in the morning. I was dealing with PTSD because Nicole Kidman's eyes just kept reminding me of like days past that are thankfully past.
Well, I think that the eyes were supposed to be a giveaway to the audience.
Yeah, but then again, to be fair, she does still have those eyes in like fucking the AMC movie theater ads.
Oh yeah. She was good in those too.
Yeah. It's like where movies happen. So that's there. Yeah.
I think also gonna give it a 7.
7?
Yeah, I think it was because it was that slow burn, kind of took a few points off. Because I think it overdid it as far as establishing Suzanne as a character. And then once, hit the crescendo and everything started going downhill, everything started to happen way too fast.
Yeah, I got that. And I think that probably suffers from the whole, being... I mean, with movies like this, that's based on true events, it feels like it's just getting off the hype, and this is, definitely leaning into it, and people, of this generation, they might just watch it because of Nicole Kidman or Joaquin Phoenix.
This generation?
This
Nicole Kidman and Joaquin Phoenix?
I mean, if they want to seem snobby and seem like they're, learned about fucking, ooh, I watched the classics, which is now the 90s now, it's not the 80s.
Alright, that's fair.
This is how long ago were the 90s now?
1999.
So how long?
25 years ago.
20, what? How long?
25 years ago, 1999.
No, but this movie came out in 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a 21-year-old movie.
Yeah.
It is now old enough to drink.
You can't do math. This is a 31-year-old movie.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Wait.
We were 5 when this came out.
Oh my God.
We will take this existential crisis and we'll say hopefully you come back and if you enjoyed us.
But let us know. We're still stuck on Scenes and Steins.
And Pictures and Pints.
So this is Scenes and Pints.
For now.
Surprise! We gotta record the ending again. It cut off just at the end. So Scenes and Pints. Existential crisis.
Existential crisis, yeah. We're getting old.
Yeah, alright. That's it. Fuck you guys.
That's it for now. And come back. Hopefully come back and let us know what name should we go with. And
what movie to do?
Well, yeah, definitely.
What movies were you thinking about actually next? Because you keep wanting to watch all these Criterion films. We still haven't finished Melancholia. We still haven't talked about, what was that movie? Antichrist?
Antichrist.
With Willem Dafoe's Cock and Balls as the main star.
Absolutely. Definitely want to do some Coen Brothers films. And we got a lot of stuff to choose from. We're open to everything.
Do we gotta rewatch The Sitting Elephant?
Elephant Sitting Still?
The Elephant Sitting Still?
Oh, that was a good
film. That was
like
a fucking half a day.
That was half a day. That was a 4-hour-long movie.
Jesus Christ. Maybe watch twice speed. You can read fast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's it. That's the channel. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.